started.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dave Kahn. I'm the Desktop Support Manager for Campus Technology Services at SUNY Oswego. This is a short but sweet workshop showing some of the new self-service features we're going to be offering right now with Windows 11 and macOS 13 and 14 and the new Mac OSs. Both of these two platforms are going to be relying on the App Store. So on the Windows side, it's going to be called Software Center. On the Mac side, it's the JAMF App Center. We're collectively just calling it the CTS App Store, and I'll show you what they look like on both OSs and show you some of the feature-rich things you'll be able to get off of that. So I'm going to share my screen, and I will show off, and I'll start with the Mac OS and the storefront. So let's see if I may have to restart because Apple is super secure. Yes. So one quick sec. You got it. John, if you could let me know if it's showing or not. Sometimes I don't have to. Yes, there we go. Perfect. So I'm going to share my whole screen here and then minimize. Cool. Looking good for everybody? Okay. We're just going to slide that down. So on your Mac, perfect. You can tell if you already have this or not by going to your application folder, and to each their own. You can go to Application. You can also use Spotlight. I love Spotlight, and search for your Applications folder. I'm just going to go to the Applications folder. And from here, we're looking for something called CTS App Store. It's right there. Hope you guys can see it well. And if I were to double click on this, I already have this opened. Hopefully it shows. Wonderful. There's my Windows VM that you guys don't need to see right yet. This is the CTS App Store on Mac. If you do have this, you can click on it. You will have to sign in at the bottom, and that will use MFA. So this is similar to signing in to Zoom. Once you sign in, you'll see many of the applications that we've published and keep updated and allow you to install any time of day, anywhere in the world with no real, I don't want to say interference, but no help from CTS. The idea is that we want to assist you in installing any piece of software you may want, so we can make sure it's installed properly, make sure it's up to date, as well as make it easy for everyone else. When you get a new machine, you can now just go in and double click and a la carte. So there is a lot of apps that we've published in both the Mac and PC. One thing to note is if you have apps already installed, it won't show up in here. So I have our Oswego Print, a whole bunch of software in my applications folder, right? And here that are already installed. But if I wanted to install GarageBand or iClicker, because I know that's important, now you can download and install that yourself. If there's software that you want installed in here, you can contact our help desk and we'll review it and try and upload it in there. And again, this is to make it easier for everyone, the campus, to install software and feel confident that it's securely, and properly protected. Other things that this does have is we're able to put out updates, and you've heard like 0-day threats and patches. This allows us to easily provide software updates links to the campus as well. If we needed to make sure a new version of Panopto or iClicker came out, or let's just say John found a new product like Splashtop or something and we want to get it out there, we can put it in this app store. So we're not pushing software to the whole entire campus and taking resources and bogging your system down while you may be doing a video. This will allow you to hop on here at your time and convenience and install or uninstall and play with some of the software. We also do put some nice useful links as well, kind of your one-stop shop. So we do have information about CTS, just redirects to the website. For those who have used BombGuard, which is our remote support software, if you're connecting with CTS, makes it easy for the session key rather than hunting around and going and looking for that. Access to our knowledge base, which is ever growing. There we go. So you can find out information here. This is also a great spot. And this is very new, but if, I could see us putting the CELT workshops on here. right, as a link, or other campus interests, all right? It's not going to be a huge digital bulletin board, but we most certainly can emphasize certain things. One thing to point out that I don't think it's enough attention is our CTS service page, which will show what services are up and running and down. So this can maybe save you a call to the help desk, or like, is wireless down? This is where we put everything in and document everything, including APHIS, banner, everything in here. It's a really useful site. So again, if I wanted to install and give you kind of a demo here of iClicker, I would just click install and it's going to go through. And your time may vary based on your internet connection. If you're home on Spectrum, it may be faster, it may be slower. And it's going to go through and eventually you just kind of chill out. Relatively, it's pretty speedy, and it will install. So are there any questions about this on the Mac side? I'm going to have my colleague, John Goodsell, share his Windows screen in a second. But I just want to make sure if there's any questions about the Mac side of applications. You can see this is now done, and it went away because it's installed. Right. Oh, cool. And if I go into my applications folder, I can't see past my head because it's huge and bold. Where are we? There is iClicker right there installed. Presto magical. No passwords, no nothing. There it is. So I'm hopeful that this will also carry, as I mentioned before, when we do FCRs, faculty computer replacements, where now, and I'm going to use John as an example because he's sitting across, John gets a new Mac, we can give him that base image and all of the apps that he's already installed will just come down. So it's going to make getting the computer ready and in your hands a heck of a lot faster as well. All right, if there's no questions, I'm going to ask John. I'll stop sharing. And John Goodsell, could you share the Windows storefront? And I will see if I can do it on mine as well. I am on a Mac and I was trying to do a virtual machine for those that speak the craft here. And oh, wonderful, John. Thank you.
I am sharing from a from a Baumgar session, so it may look a little small.
Wonderful. I think I might actually have it working too here, so I can share it myself. Okay, so, and John, feel free to jump in what I'm saying here. And I actually, perfect. Okay, so John Goodsell, I'm going to share my screen because it worked. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So just stop. And I will share. Perfect. Thank you. So I should be sharing Windows 11 VM. There we are. So this is my Windows 11 fax staff employee machine. And same thing, there's an application that should be on there called Software Center. We're generally going to be keep calling it the CTS App Store, but it's Software Center. If I wanted to hunt this down, I can go to the Windows logo and type software. Okay, Windows Software Center, and click on that app. Brings it right up. The nice thing is this should automatically sign you in, so you don't have to sign in again. Same thing on the Mac side. We're going to be populating this with a lot of software. If people are familiar with our CTS software download page, which has applications like Panopto, the VPN, SPSS, Minitab, SAS, Solo. We're really trying to move it off that site onto this so folks can download at their convenience as well. So very much like the Mac side, this will grow. And if you do have applications you want in here, please contact us. We'll keep growing. As we see on the left-hand side, we're going to be building this out more and more. I just installed this fresh, so we're not doing too much. But we do have the self-service CTS portal, which I might not be able to get to because I am in a VM, which is unfortunate. But it's the same premise. If I wanted to install Panopto, boom, and it's installing. So when we look at things like the Oswego Print initiative, where we're installing a piece of software, or CrowdStrike, our antivirus, even that piece of software that you saw in one of these workshops. And rather than us schedule time and take you away from your computer, we can put this into the App Store, which will install, kind of while you're having a cup of coffee or giving a workshop. John Goodsell, do you have anything to add to this? Because you are the expert of this. John did a lot of work getting the Windows side up and running.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so it seems like most of the apps, for the bulk of the time, they work first time, every time. Every once in a while, we may run into an app that doesn't want to cooperate on some machines versus others. Every setup is different, so if you see a failure, it's not a guarantee that there's an issue with the machine or the software, just a combination of what may be already on the machine. But beyond that, I mean, I'm not sure
No,
about the process we're going to have for adding apps, but as it evolves.
as it evolves, absolutely. And again, if you don't see this on your application or on your Windows device, the terminology, just to give you a little more background, on our Mac side, we have software called JAMF, which is a mobile device management software that we use to manage all of our Macs, both on the lab and employee side. Chances are it's already on there. On the Windows side, we use Microsoft Endpoint Management. We typically call it MEM, and we are going to be moving towards Intune and Autopilot, which is the same thing, but more web-based. You'll still have a software center. If you don't have a software center or that CTS app store, it means that your computer isn't enrolled in either of our devices, and it will need to be, whether it's for the Print Initiative, the CrowdStrike Initiative, or the Windows 11 projects coming up. So if you're not interested in necessarily the software center and the app store, you should make sure at least that you do see the app stores, because that's a good indication that it's enrolled properly. And when more software comes out, you'll be able to get that. As an example, most of us were gone for the winter break, winter pause. And if you needed a piece of software, in the past, you'd probably have to make an appointment with one of our desktop technicians, probably set up a BOMGAR session during 8 to 4:30 and all of that. This really allows you to do installs on your dime, on your time, which we really like. And it is going to be continually getting better and better, as John said. So if you do see something or have words of criticism or improvement, we're always happy to hear that. And we do listen to it and want to make things as best we can. So I know we have about 7 minutes left, and I did rifle through that. I find this very cool, but it is just showing apps and how to install them. That's the bread and butter of it all. So are there any questions? And I'll stop sharing and see what we have here.
Yes, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I use a lot, and I mean I couldn't actually use it here, is the Adobe Acrobat when I want to especially combine like two PDF files or things like that. It asked me to purchase or do a free trial. I wanted to know if the university can do this, like to have like a more I mean a version of Adobe PDF or Acrobat that has some more features like those the thing.
Yeah, sure. So if you were to just we do have a campus agreement with Adobe. So
Okay.
the bottom line is absolutely you would contact if you do a quick Google search for SUNY Oswego Adobe, it'll probably take you to the right link to put a request in. We'll provide you a named license, and you'll have the full version of Adobe Acrobat Pro DC. So
Okay.
with these storefronts, though, we can most certainly put those applications in. You brought up a very good point, and I appreciate that. You can download software, but you might not be licensed for it, right? So you could install ArcGIS Pro, or you could install Adobe Acrobat Pro, but you may be like you saw, you have to buy or put a code in. Just contact CTS, and we will provide a license for you and get you going on that. But with all of our Adobe Creative Cloud products, we do have licenses for you. Just put a request in. And I'm sure John has alternatives to how to combine PDFs. Me being a Mac person, Preview is a very powerful PDF editor, and you can combine things, but Acrobat is great, and we do have plenty of licenses for you.
I use Windows, and so does it mean that I need to pay for the license, or
No.
Oh, okay.
So I could pull
So
it up.
can you just tell me again what I should do exactly?
Go to our website, our help desk website, and you'll see a
Okay.
self-service page. So
So I'll try the
Yep.
CTS.
It's
Effortless.
oswego.edu/CTS.
Okay.
And then you'll see a nice button that says Get Help. And I will share my screen real quick here.
I threw a shortcut to it in chat.
Oh, thank you so much, John. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm now on that page to get help, and then what should I do next?
I don't know if you see in the chat, there should be a link. You should see how may we help you today. And if you were to put in Adobe Acrobat, I think that should put us somewhere in the right frame of things, where you can request a service.
Okay.
And somewhere along there should be software and Adobe request is what we're looking for. You can also email help@oswego.edu and they can walk you through the process as well.
Okay. I went to the service, request to service, and yeah, I request services, right?
Yep.
And then there's general support. I have to.
I just added a link for the actual Adobe license request.
Amazing.
Really?
Thank you, Sheila.
Okay.
Yes, I thought that was you. That will take you right to it. Appreciate that.
Okay, that's good.
And just to add, we do offer shared device licenses in our labs for students, so they don't have to request a license, but we do also offer reduced pricing for the Creative Cloud Suite for students, which is an agreement with SUNY, all 64 campuses and Adobe. And I believe that information is on that link that Sheila provided.
Okay. So I clicked on that link, and then I followed the instructions. I have to.
Yep, you're gonna have to read that, read through that, make sure it's applicable.
Okay.
And submit. And then our help desk coordinator will probably reach out after she puts your stuff in, your account in.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's great. That's great. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments, concerns at this juncture? We used to say that. Someone used to say that way back in the day.
Just to add where he was trying to go to, he had to click the popular links, popular services underneath, and then he would have gotten to the software. Because
yeah, I'd like to be able to search the knowledge base, but I wasn't getting the right hits. I'll talk to our Amanda about that and see where that's not there. It should be really at our top link.
it's the top link of the next. Yeah, so
yeah,
I was struggling to find it too, so I thought I would.
Yeah, I guess it's dependent on what's popular, and right now probably that's not the most popular. But yeah, any questions? Anything else I can help you with for a few minutes? Well, all right then. Thank you so much. If you do need to get a hold of me, it's david.kahn@oswego.edu, or you can email help@oswego.edu or call 3456 if you're on campus to get a hold of us. So thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll stop the recording.
Wonderful.